his surgery was not his ACL. It was the posterior lateral corner. There's damage there. It's probably the same result though as you get time-wise for an ACL. It takes a while for that to come back, and he'll get into his rehab and get rolling on that as we go here. So, but that's what it was. Other than that, we look forward to the challenge of playing a very good 49er team. I think both teams know each other and what we're about, and should be a heck of a game. Anyways, with that, time yours.
We'll go first to Sam McDowell. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, thanks, Kelce. I have a couple things. Andy, just wondered is it still your process to kind of use the bye week to self-scout, and if so, what was sort of your point of emphasis during that?
Yeah, so we actually have a continuous self-scout that we do throughout and covered there and look at it, and we've got areas to improve. Not necessarily going to go through those areas, but there are things that we can definitely improve on both sides of the ball, special teams. So we've got and special teams. So we were able to go back and look at some of that, to be able offensively to keep our drives going, things that can help us sustain, and things that might have hurt those drives, and then the obvious red zone questions. We're trying to work through that and make sure we're a little bit more sound there. And then defensively, we're doing a pretty good job of most of the situational things. We had that first drive thing going that we did a little better on, and but we're doing a pretty good job there. And there's some things that Spags has got that he's going to work on with the guys. But so that's kind of in a nutshell, that was it. Yeah.
You touched on the red zone. You guys have been very good in past years with the red zone. What kind of stands out to you as you go over that week to week?
Yeah, listen, we can do a better job of not stopping ourselves with things, whether it's penalties or drop balls. We've had a couple of those schematically. We go back and we hammered through that. And, we can help out the guys in some of the areas too there. Just put them in a little bit better position. So, but the things that are hurting us right now, which are obvious, but the penalty situation is hurting us, and we've got to take care of that. And that's something we can control and focus in on, do a better job with.
We'll go next to Adam Teicher. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Andy. With regard to Juju and Kareem Hunt, you guys signed them and you plug them in and they immediately produce for you. How much of that is the fact that they were here before and they know what you expect from them, they played with Pat before, all that kind of stuff? And Kelce, I'll have a second question as well.
Yeah, so Adam, I think that's a big part of it. They kind of know how we operate. They know the offense. They're comfortable with it. Kareem had obviously been away for a while, but he was able to pick everything up quickly. And he and Pat are very good friends. They've stayed in touch throughout the years here. So, he was welcomed back in. You have that part of it, the comfort part, that you're welcome back in and to get things rolling. And that opens up another avenue there for him psychologically. So, what's your other question?
What are your plans for Clyde now that he's been in practice for a week now?
Yeah, so he'll be back in tomorrow. We'll be able to talk to him. I haven't had a chance to talk to him here, so I want to just get with him first before I put anything out there publicly. But we're awful glad to have him here. So.
We'll go next to Matt Derrick. Matt?
Coach, coming off the bye, what's your kind of vision for that left tackle situation with Wanye and Kingsley? Do you still see Wanye being your starter for at least the interim?
Yeah, we obviously looked at that, and we'll just, both of them can do better, and so Wanye knows what he's got to work on, and likewise Kingsley does, and we're lucky to have both the guys, both young guys, and we're kind of growing with them here. So we'll kind of let that process keep rolling.
And I know as you go towards the trade deadline, you're going to let Brett take care of all of that. But you mentioned a couple of weeks ago about just the importance that if somebody's fitting into this offense, about having a familiarity with your receiver situation. How important is that characteristic this time around at the trade deadline, that if you were to require a receiver, that somebody who's at least familiar with either your offense or the West Coast offense in general?
Yeah, Matt, I think it's probably what I was saying too. Just I think that helped Juju in his situation coming back in and jumping in. It helped McCole coming back. But I'm not telling you other guys can't come in and help out. So I mean, that's not. I don't think that's an issue. It's just going to take him a little bit longer to figure it out and get on the same page with Pat and all those things. Won't be quite as what you've seen with these other guys that have been in it. But and I'm not saying that we need to bring anybody else in. You asked a question. I'm just saying that I'm answering your question on that, Matt. So.
We'll go next to Pete Sweeney. Pete?
Yeah, hi, Coach. Kelce, I'll just have a quick follow-up. Month in, you guys used a top pick on Xavier Worthy. I just was wondering your general assessment of his progress and how he's come along.
Sure. I think Xavier's done a nice job for us. He does a lot of things there for us. A lot of different positions. We've got flexibility with him to move him around, and he's a quick learner, which helps in this offense. So I'm happy with what we've got so far, and I don't think we've tapped that out at all. He'll keep getting better, just sure, and that's exciting.
Yeah, and then just generally out of the bye week, I know Wanye left and then re-entered. Just health-wise for your current 53, you feel good about everybody that's on the current active roster, health-wise moving forward?
Yeah, the only one that was working was on something was Dana. Just Mike had hurt his pec, and so he's working through that. So, but he would be the only one that I'd have that was working, this past week on something.
We have two more for you. We'll go next to Seren Petro. Seren?
And I'll have a follow-up as well if I could. Coach, 27 carries for Kareem Hunt. Was that, do you think he's capable of carrying that workload out, or was that a little bit because you had the bye week on the other side?
Hey, Seren, do this.
Yeah.
The computer froze. So just start over real quick. 27 carries for Kareem Hunt in that last game. I know you had a bye on the other side, so that probably influenced you a little bit. But what is a good number of carries for him at this point in his career, and for what you need from him? Yeah, I kind of joked with him, Seren, that he'd spend the bye week in the cold tub, after all those carries. But I told you, I mentioned before that he came back in pretty good shape, other than not having played football.
There was a time when Taylor Swift used to hate staying in the public eye when it came to her relationships. But seeing her enjoy dating Chiefs TE Travis Kelce, it doesn't seem like Taylor is bothered by the media's attention. As the reigning champions enjoy a bye week in the NFL, the couple was spotted grabbing dinner at Torrisi Restaurant on a double date. Joining them for this dinner was the Hollywood couple, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. Well, food wasn't the only thing that Swift and Kelce had in mind when stepping out for dinner. As they ensured, it was a lavish night in NYC with the apparel and accessories they wore for grabbing food. Swift was in her scintillating fashion attire. As she wore a strapless Gucci corset that was covered by a caramel-hued coat hailing from Polo Ralph Lauren. This was to ensure she remained warm as the couple was spotted holding hands while exiting the restaurant. Well, she also had a black miniskirt to pair it alongside her corset. Moving away from the attire she wore for this date, Taylor completed her fashion by putting on a pair of black Louis Vuitton Roxy boots. Although each of the items she had on her came from luxury brands, Swift's black Dior saddlebag caught everyone's eye as it is reportedly valued at $4,400. And her accessories didn't end there, as Kelce's girlfriend had a gold necklace from La Dolce Vita with a Louis Vuitton ring that cost around $2 for $50, and the Chiefs TE wasn't far away from matching his girlfriend's lavish fashion as he wore a Marni chunky knit polo shirt that was priced at $929.21. Amid the accessories they had on themselves, the couple had one thing matching: their bracelets. This could be their way of showing romance by wearing luxurious jewelry on a night out with friends. Seeing Kelce and Taylor enjoy their public relationship without any problem shows the evolution she has gone through after breaking up with her ex Tom Hiddleston for being too open. Remembering Taylor Swift's dating conundrums before Travis Kelce, considering the way Kelce and Swift have been dealing with their relationship in the public eye, it could seem like they are pretty serious about each other. There are often rumors of them settling down after Swift concludes her Eras tour in December. Although we are far away from those discussions, Swift's brief love affair with Tom Hiddleston was completely in contrast with this relationship. Since their breakup after 3 months of dating, one of the sources closely following their relationship said, Taylor was the one to put the brakes on the relationship. Tom wanted the relationship to be more public than she was comfortable with. It was a dance they shared at the Met Gala in May 2016 that fueled the rumors of them dating at that time. However, it was Hiddleston's appearance at a beach close to her Rhode Island mansion that put the internet on notice. As shared by another source, when Tom went up to her house in Rhode Island, the love just bloomed pretty instantly. Similar to her double date with Travis Kelce, Swift also had one with Tom and country singer Holly Williams and her husband in her hometown, Nashville, in 2016. However, it wasn't meant to be. As Tom later shared, Taylor is an amazing woman. She's generous and kind and lovely, and we had the best time. Of course, it was real. Although we don't know whether Taylor was comfortable with that relationship being heavily monitored under the public eye. She seems pretty happy with the way her relationship with